What's up guys? Okay, so today we are doing a Final Cut Pro tutorial. This is going to be my first Final Cut Pro tutorial, but I thought I use Final Cut Pro to edit. I know a fair bit about Final Cut Pro, so I thought, you know what, I can make a tutorial for Final Cut Pro, and I'm going to be doing more of these in the future, all different kind of Final Cut Pro tutorials, all sorts of stuff with Final Cut Pro. But yeah, today we are going to be doing the Final Cut Pro tutorial for beginners, absolute beginners. We're going to make this as easy and as short as possible. I'm just going to be telling you the very basics you need to know for Final Cut Pro. How to start your project, make your little film, and then export it. All the sorts of stuff you need to know, like cutting it, adding music, titles, just the very basics. We're not going advanced at all. We're just going to show you all you would need to know to make a very basic video. So first things first, what you are going to need to do, as you can see here, we've got Final Cut Pro open, so you would just open Final Cut Pro, and here you can see there is, the mouse is here. This is what's called the timeline. This is where you would drag your videos on, but as you can see it's empty right now and we can't drag any videos into there because we have not created what's called a project. So Final Cut Pro, to start off, you have to create what's called a library. In your library you can either have an event or a project in your library, but to start off you have to have a library. So as you can see there, project we can't click, event we can't click, so we're going to need to start off by clicking new library. So we're going to click new library, we're going to save as our tutorial Final Cut Pro, and we'll go beginners. So we're going to save that as that. You can save it however you want to call it. And now we're going to go and choose where you would want to save this library to. So this library will save in your computer, it will save in your desktop, in your Mac, and this is where all the storage will go. This is how, you know, much storage will take. Now I have got, as you can see here, 2 external hard drives plugged in. So I am going to save it into what my hard drive is called Maxter Final Cut Pro. That's where I save everything for Final Cut Pro. If you've got a spare external hard drive, it's really good if you can save stuff in there. But I'm imagining most people watching this right now won't have anything. You would probably, the most sensible place for you would be to click the desktop. That will just save it into your Mac storage and it will store stuff there. So you'd click desktop, but I am actually going to go ahead and save it here in my Final Cut Pro hard drive, but as you would click desktop. So we're going to go and click save right there. And right now you can see here we've got import media, new project. Now in this library you're going to want to go and make a project. Again, you can't start doing any movies or any videos until you make a project. So you've got to make your library, and then you can make as many projects as you want in one library, if that makes sense. So you can, in a library you can have as many projects as you want. Now a little tip for you, Apple themselves say it's actually better to only have one project in each library. It just makes your Final Cut Pro run a bit faster. I'll get into that mainly in another video, but if you want loads of projects and you want to make loads of films, it's better to actually make a lot of different libraries with a lot of different projects in, rather than having one library with like 10 different projects in. If you don't understand that right now, it's fine, that's not necessary. So we're going to go into File and we're going to click New Project. And this project again will be called, we'll call this Tutorial. This is all like the resolution, 1080p, almost 60 frames a second. So that's all automatic. That's how it's set up. Those are the standard settings. Those are all fine for us right now. So we're going to go and click OK. And there we go. We've made our project. You see our project shows up there. We click on it there. And as you can see here, this timeline down here has all changed. Before we couldn't drag anything into it, and now we can. So this is where we can start dragging our videos into this. So all I'm going to be showing you guys in this video is how to make a very, very basic video. You need a video in here. We've got no videos yet. So you could either click up here, which is the upload button where you can upload videos from your computer, but I personally find it easier if we just click on Finder, and then I'm going to go to my hard drive, and as you can see here I've got a folder called Test Final Cut Pro. So I'm going to click on that, and in here I've got some videos. So I think I'm going to choose this video for now. This is a nice long video. It's a good video of my brother skiing, which I filmed the other day. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to drag that in. So there we go. That slots in your timeline nicely, and all this video is now in your timeline. Now it's either the play button here or it's your space bar to play and pause. So I'm going to space bar to play and spacebar to pause. The main things you need to know from Final Cut Pro, the very, very basics, are how do you cut your video. You can either drag it along by holding at the end and dragging like that. That will make your video shorter. So you can either make it shorter by dragging like that, or at the end there, but the more easy way is the Command B. So I'm going to make myself a quick edit right now. I want this video to start when he starts skiing. Let's just give this a quick watch now. Just skip along a bit.
This is going to be good.
So he's starting to ski now. So I'm going to start it there. I'm going to pause there by pressing the space bar, and I'm going to click Command B. That there immediately cuts it. Command B is what you need to know. That cuts it. So you see there, it's cut into two different videos. We've got one video there, one video there. I don't want that video because I want it to start from there. So I'm going to highlight this video here. I'm going to click the backspace, which is the delete. If by any chance you accidentally do something you don't want, so oh no, I clicked backspace, I didn't want to do that, I deleted it, it's Command Z to get it back. So Command Z, and that undoes it, and it's Command Shift Z to redo. So it's Command Z to undo, Command Shift Z to redo. So I'm going to click that, delete it, backspace that, and this is where our video starts. As you can hear, there's a lot of wind noise in the background. I don't want all that wind noise, so I'm gonna, there's a line here which is our audio level. Right now that's at 0, and you can either make it louder, drag it up, or make it quieter, go all the way down. I want the audio completely off, as I don't want that unnecessary wind noise, so I'm gonna drag it all the way down until you see there it says like -infinity, so that's basically 0, and now you can hear no noise. That is no noise whatsoever, so that is what I want. Also, quickly, just sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. My computer is making quite a lot of fan noise right now. But anyway, so continuing on, we want some music. I need some music in this edit. I don't just want this boring old thing with no music. I need some music. So we could either do two things to get music. We can either use the music you've downloaded from iTunes. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're going to click Finder, Music, iTunes, iTunes Media, Music. I'm going to go for this song here. So this is the band Le Maitre, and then this is the album there, clicking that, and then that there is the song. That's the song I want. So I'm going to click that, drag that in, and as you see there, this song here drags to the bottom. A quick thing to note is, as you can see there, that little green line that connects it to the video, that there is what connects it to the video. So if I was to delete this part of the video here, the whole music would delete. I'll demonstrate. So I'll cut that, Command B, and then I will delete this, and all of the music will delete that was attached. So you need to make sure your music is not attached to the part you want to delete. So your music has to constantly be connected to the video. So my video, I've already clicked and I want it to start there, so I'm going to drag this to the start. That was if you've got your music downloaded from iTunes. Right now I'm going to show you how to put your music in if you've downloaded it from YouTube or something like that. So I'm just going to delete this iTunes music for now by clicking Command, by clicking the backspace. That's deleted. Now I have on my downloads folder some music I downloaded from YouTube. This is just a song that I downloaded from YouTube. So that there's just a song I've downloaded from YouTube. As you can see there, it's actually a video because it was a YouTube video. So I downloaded it from YouTube, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag this here under my clip. So I'm dragging that all the way under my clip, and I only want the audio from it. I don't want the whole video. I don't want all of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on the mouse. So I've got a trackpad on my Mac here. So that's double click the trackpad. So we basically just right clicking, and then we are going to click here, detach audio. We're going to click detach audio. That's the audio there, that's the video, so we don't want the video, so we're going to click the video and we're going to click delete. So this is our audio right here. And let's just say another quick demonstration while we're here. We've got all of this build up to the drop, but I only want the drop in the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find where the drop is. Okay, so that's where the drop is. So I'm going to click just about here. That's where the drop starts. Okay, so that's where the drop starts there. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to Command B the music, delete this half here, and then drag that to the start of my video. So that's where the drop is. That's the music I want. Okay, so that's how you add your music from YouTube or whatever into the video. I'm going to go back just for this demonstration to the iTunes music. So right now my music is in there, and as you can see, my Final Cut Pro is not being very smooth. It's glitching a little bit. It's trying to, you know, render everything and it's just been downloaded into it. So up here is what's rendering how long it's got left. Now this will never render when you're touching the mouse and using it. It will never render, it will just pause. As I can tell right now, my Final Cut Pro is glitching a little bit, so I want to let it render. So to let it render, you have to just take your hand off the mouse. So you can click it, see how many percent it's done, 79%. As you see, my hand is, I'm doing things right now in the timeline. And as you can see, it's paused, but if I go out of the timeline and take my hand off the mouse, it starts resuming again. So we're going to just let that render now, just so it will be playback smoothly for us. Okay, so we're almost at 100%, and there we go, 100%. As you can see there, this section now has a tick, so that means there's nothing left to render. Okay, so this should all play back smooth for us now, so let's go and click play. Next thing we're going to want to do is we don't want this whole clip is a minute long, so I don't want it. So I think I'm going to stop it about there. We'll go 25 seconds. So again, I'm going to click there, I'm going to have my mouse there, and I'm going to click Command B. I'm going to delete that whole clip, and I'm going to add in, you know, one more. We'll do one more into this movie. We'll add in one more clip. So we'll go to this clip here, we'll drag this clip in, dragging that in, all of that's there. And again, I only really want about 10 seconds of this. I'm going to also mute the volume there, drag that all the way down. I'm just doing this to demonstrate, just so we've got 2 clips into this movie, so I'm just going to be quick with this here. I'm going to Command B it here, that's all I want. I'm going to play it. I don't want too much of this. That there will do fine for me, that's all I want. So I'm going to Command B that there. And I'm going to delete all that. So that's our movie there, that's all we've got. And I'm just, you know, that's obviously never enough to be a proper movie, but that's all I'm going to demonstrate for this video. Okay, so we've got this 33-second video here. We've got a nice couple of videos. And let's say between these 2 videos, we wanted a transition. I'm just going to show you guys how to do very basic transition right now. So over here, we have the transition part. If we click here, this is all our effects. These are all our video effects. So that's their color correction. That effect would give it a 50s TV look. This effect would give it a artificial light, bad TV, black and white. Those are all the effects there. But if we click here, these are transitions. So this would give it this is a cross dissolve transition. This is your very basic dissolve transition that you'd be using the most. This is a rectangle transition. This is the arrows transition. Loads of stuff. This is a clock transition. You know, these are all kind of like more fun stuff that you might want. Cube transition, you know, there's loads of different transitions, but the transition we're going to use right now is we're going to show you guys how to use a cross dissolve. So we're going to click on that and we're going to drag it right there in between our 2 videos. So as you can see now, rather than it just cutting, it cross dissolves. Let's try. There you go. So you saw the transition, although the video is not playing very smoothly. I apologise about that. My computer's being a bit slow on me. But that is how you add a basic transition. Obviously, if you would do the exact same if you wanted to add any of these. You just click it and drag it to in between your 2 clips. But I'm just going to delete that for now. So you see, without the transition, it's just a cut. There you go. So you see, it's just a straight cut. Now, what if you want to add a title to your video? You know, you want to title it. So let's click. Up here is where you find your titles, so we're going to click that up there. We see we've got all the titles here. I'm actually just going to click to close this transitions. If I click that again, they'll all go. So there we go. So so these are all the 360-degree titles. We don't have a 360-degree camera, so I don't want any of those. So I'm going to go down until I find, these are all different types of titles here. This is a blur. This is these are all different types. This is centered. But I am just going to click the standard basic title. This is nothing special, it's just simply a very basic title. So I'm going to click the basic title and I'm going to drag it down to whereabouts I want it. I'm going to start it off with my video so I can introduce my video. So I'm going to click it here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to first write what I want to write. So I'm going to click, as you can see there's all different things up here. That is, these are all the different types. If for some reason yours up here looks like this, you just need to click here where this writing thing is. And here, we're going to click it here, we're going to remove all that writing, and we're going to name this video. Why don't we name it the tutorial, as it is a tutorial. And so that would be, you know, the intro to our video. I'm going to move it up here to where the blue sky is, so I'm going to click the title, and hold it up here to where the blue sky is. And I'm gonna make it a bit bigger. I'm gonna just move it slightly more there, and I want to make it a bit bigger. Right now that's the size there. This is the size. This adjusts how big it is. I'm gonna make it, you know, let's make it that big. We'll go 150. We'll move it. I want it about there, let's say. And I personally don't like this font, so I'm gonna change the font. There's nothing wrong with the font, but we are going to. I like this. These are all the fonts we could use down here, but me personally, I like the Hiragano Sans, however you pronounce that. So I'm going to click that, and that's a good enough size for me. Here we can adjust how bold it is. So that's 0, that's 1, 2, 3. That's only for the Hiragano Sans font. If we were to go back to the default font, on that side thing here, we can do regular, oblique, light, light oblique, bold, bold oblique. So those are all the stuff you can do. These are all different, more advanced title settings. We'll get into another video. But this here is the face, so we're going to click show, and we are going to change the color. Why don't we change the color? So we will change it to orange. Orange is my favorite color, so we'll change it to orange. And the outline, we're going to click show, and we're going to click yes, we do want that, so we're going to tick that box. And we'll do the outline black, and we'll make it the width slightly bigger. So these are all the basic controls you want if you want a title. So we've got our title there. As we are here on the titles, if you want to go back to your videos, you click just here, and now you're back to your video. This is pretty much it. This is as basic as you need. We've got a video with 2 clips, a song underneath, and a title. So right now we are going to go and export this. Obviously you can do far more to the videos. Final Cut Pro is a very, very complex editing software, so we could slow it down, add loads of different transitions, color correct it. We could do so much more, but I am making this as easy and simple as possible. We're just going to go ahead and export it. I'm going to show you now how to export it. So we've got all this song here, which is, we've got a 33-second video. We've got the whole rest of the song, which isn't being used. This is all of the song I don't want. We've got all of the rest of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to the end of this video here. We're going to come and click the song. Going to Command B it. That will cut it. And as you can see at the top, it's made just a random blank space. It's just made a random blank video, but it had to make that video because it gives the song something to connect with. The song has to be connected to a piece of video, so it's just made this black video. So we're going to click here, click on the song, delete the song. As you can see, we're left with this black video. So we're going to go click this black video and delete that black video by backspacing. I forgot to mention as well, if you want to cut your title or anything, again, it's the same. You click on the title and you click Command B, cut it, click that bar, and delete that with the backspace. So here's our 33-second video. I'm not going to bore you by watching the whole thing, but we have our video here. If you wanted to watch it in full screen, you could click that there. We need to go and export this. So to export, we click up here on the export item. I'm going to click that up there, and we are going to click, it depends what you're going to do. So you could export it to Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, whatever. I personally prefer to export it to the desktop and then put it on YouTube. Or Facebook, Vimeo, you know. Again, these are all the resolutions. You could export it at 4K, you could export it at 1080, you could export it at 720, or you could export it as a master file or a DVD. I'm obviously not going to burn it to a DVD, so I'm not going to click that. The master file you could click, but the master file is if you wanted to, you know, watch it on a PC or something. So if you wanted to watch this video on a PC, you would click the master file. But if you wanted to just watch this video and export it to your Mac, watch it on your Mac, watch it on your phone, watch it on your iPad, anything Apple, then we're going to go and click Apple devices, as that's a quicker version, better res version, smaller version. You know, it's just much better if you're going to watch it on your computer or iPad or phone to do that. So we're going to go and click Apple devices. This video was filmed in 1080p, so we're going to go and click 1080p. We're going to click Apple devices 1080p. This is the info here, and we're going to go and click settings. Now you're going to want this to be H.264 faster encode. You don't need better quality, and the resolution again there is 1920 by 1080. So that's 1080p. That's HD. It's good enough quality. It's what the video was recorded in. So we're going to go and click next. It gives you an estimate there of how big it's going to be, only 42 megabytes. That's nothing really. So we're going to go and click next here. This is the name. We're going to go and call this tutorial, and I'm going to export this. I'm going to just export this to the desktop. So I'm going to click desktop here, and I am going to click save. So it's currently saving in the desktop, and I'm going to go and click save. It's called the tutorial in the desktop, and as you can see there, it is currently sharing. I'm going to take my hand off the mouse, stop the mouse moving, so it will allow it to share. It's sharing now. Okay, so you can see it's sharing quite fast now. We are 88% through, almost done. It's almost going to share, and we're just coming there, 100%. You can see a notification pops up there. It says it was successful. I'm going to click close to that. I'm going to X out of that, and as you can see, we shared it on the desktop, so we should be able to find it on the desktop. So we're going to click desktop here today. There we go, there it is. It will also be on the desktop, so if we get rid of all of this, I've got a lot of things on my desktop here. It will be somewhere here. I cannot see it. I cannot see it now. I have far too much on my desktop. There it is. It's just up here, this tutorial. But it will be on Finder on your desktop here. So here is our video. We're going to double click to watch it. So there we go, guys. That is the Final Cut tutorial. I hope it was clear and simple to you guys. If it wasn't clear enough and simple, don't forget to leave me a comment down below telling me what I did wrong, what I could do better. Always trying to improve to you guys. This was my first Final Cut Pro tutorial. I'm planning on doing a load more of these. So if you could spare 5 seconds for me right now, it'd be amazing if you could go down and subscribe. It really helps me out as the channel, and I just really appreciate it if you could subscribe. And if you've got another spare couple of minutes, if you're not doing anything now, it would be amazing for me if you could go and check out any more of my videos on my channel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more of these Final Cut Pro tutorials. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.